You're telling us that the DHS chief has the most recent numbers about how many of these Haitians under the bridge have been sent back and how many have been released into the U.S. The DHS chief is telling us that he doesn't know. So who else can we ask?
You can certainly ask the Department of Homeland Security. I am confident, Peter. I am confident he wanted to have the most up-to-date numbers, and we will venture to get you those. I promise you this afternoon.
Is this an issue of not knowing, or is this an issue of a lot more people are being released into the U.S. than are being sent out?
That is certainly not the issue. First, I think it's important to reiterate what I conveyed earlier about what the actual process is. Individuals are expelled under Title 42. If they can't be expelled under Title 42, they are put into a removal process. If they are put into a removal process, they're either transported to an ICE facility or released with a legal document. That legal document includes fingerprints, photos, phone numbers, an address in the United States, and a background check. That's the process that transpires. That's a part of our immigration process, regardless of where you're coming from.
And just because you keep using Title 42 to defend this administration's immigration policies, that is a Trump-era regulation. You guys came in saying that the Trump-era immigration policy was very inhumane.
Title 42 is not an immigration policy. It is a health authority because we're in the middle of a pandemic. The Trump administration approach to immigration was inhumane and was immoral. That's why we need to put a new policy in place, and we need Congress to pass that policy.
Unified control, democratic control of Congress. Many months in office, you have not even tried.
That's not actually true. There's been a Peter, just factual here. There's been a bill proposed first day in office. Currently, it was proposed as a part of steps were proposed as part of the reconciliation process. Right, the parliamentarian rejected that proposal. They're going back and proposing new options. President supports that. He would like to see immigration reform passed into law, more humane processes.
Well, I mean, Peter Doocy's trying the best he can.
She's good.
I mean, she just has no answers. And, her deflection mode is becoming worse and worse to try to just deflect it off to other people, other things. We'll have playtime later so we can get back with you. I mean, because she has no
COVID safe snacks.
Yeah, she has no real answers to any real questions, and she doesn't get a lot of them. But when she does, mostly from him, she has no response.
And did you hear what they get released with? The last option, the last thing she mentioned was they get released with a document. They go through a background check. Really, a background check of people that probably don't have a background that you can. How do you check their background? Explain that one to us.
Well, we should be able to check at least which Afghanis worked with us when we were there, because we should be allowing them in. If they stood with us, and on however that is, whether it was interpreters or whether it was fighting on the battlefield, and whether it's them and their family. I mean, we should be able to at least get to that.
Yeah, but that's a small percentage.
Well,
you heard the number. It's in the single digits. That means, I think, what was it? 7, 6, and 3. So what is that? 16%. That's the number. 16%. The rest probably don't have any background you can check. So that's 84% of the other people, which is a much larger number. We're just going to give them a desk appearance ticket. You come back, we're going to take your fingerprints. Don't worry about it. We got you. Yeah, okay. We'll see you never.